Hello and welcome. I pray that you're having a great day. Here we are on our Stronger Together YouTube channel. This is a channel that my wife and I are starting for the sole purpose of trying to help couples in their marriage. And we had the privilege of teaching a young couples class and working with young couples for many years. We pastor a church and we get to work with couples week in and week out, and we love it so very much. Let me just say this, though, in the beginning. All because we're starting this channel, number one, does not mean that we have it all together. But we have failed so many times in our marriage. And one reason for starting this channel is because we want to try to help couples, when it comes to not making the same mistakes that we made. Our marriage is by far not perfect. I mean, God's been good to us in our marriage, and God has given us we do have a very strong marriage. But I'll just say right from the beginning, that we are not starting this channel because we think that we have a perfect marriage, or because our marriage, is the greatest marriage in the world. Not even close. But we are starting this channel because we believe that we have a good marriage, and we believe that God has blessed both of us very, very much, and that we have made some mistakes in our marriage, but God has helped us, and God has given us grace, and so now we want to try to help couples not make some of the same mistakes that we've made, and try to help, couples whenever it comes to having a strong, successful marriage. And that's why we call it Stronger Together, is because we believe that you are stronger together. I want to read a verse from Proverbs chapter number 5. The Bible says, "Let thy fountain be blessed, and rejoice with the wife of thy youth." And I love that Bible verse when it talks about rejoicing with the wife of thy youth. One thing that my wife and I, we love to do, and if you know anything about us, you'll know that we love to go on date nights. And here's a picture of us on one of our date nights. We love going out. We try to go out, every single week, and we try to go out on a date. Here's another picture, from another date night, and this picture, actually, I'm wearing the same shirt as the other picture. It's two different dates. This one we were at Texas Roadhouse. This one was just the other day, and Monday night, I believe it was. And I'm going to try to steal her away tonight, to take her out on a date if I can. And let me just give you a few reasons why we're starting this channel. And we're going to have a lot of our videos are going to be her and I together, just talking and working our way through marriage and different things like that. I'll do some shorts, some YouTube shorts, and she'll do some YouTube shorts, and, to try to put out there to try to help people, in their marriage. One reason is because of education. We want to try to provide content, educating people whenever it comes to the area of marriage. We want to try to give some relationship advice. Of course, like I've said already, our marriage isn't perfect, but God has been good to us, and we've been able to work through some things, and we understand, what it is to be married. We've been married for 17 years, and we've had to face some things, and God has helped us, and so we want to try to give some relationship advice. We want to give some real life stories and talk about, things, to try to get some illustrations to help people. We want to interview people. We're going to interview, people that's been married for a while, and maybe even some people that's not been married as long, to try to give some advice and give some help in this area. We want to give some premarital guidance. We want to give some date night ideas. If you know anything about Jackie and I believe you ought to go on a date every single week. I believe it's important. I believe you need to go on a date every week. I don't believe there should be any excuses unless you're out of town. And I hear, a lot of pastors, evangelists, people say, well, I'm just too busy to go on a date every week. Well, then, my friend, you're too busy. I don't give a flip how big your church is. I don't care how big name you are as an evangelist. If you don't have time to take your wife out on a date at least every week, then, my friend, you're too busy. You might need to back off on some of your church things and back off on some of your preaching engagements so you can take your wife out on a date every single week. There are so many marriages that are falling apart, especially in ministry. Marriages that are just crumbling at the very foundation. It's because we get so busy and we neglect, whenever it comes to simply spending time with our spouse. And so we're going to give day-night ideas. We're going to give parenting tips. Of course, you'll hear me say this a lot. I'm not an expert, but I've got 5 children, and my oldest is 15, and we can try to get some tips on things to do and not to do. And we'll talk about relationship challenges. We're going to talk about communication skills. We're going to do Q&A sessions. We're going to talk about book and resource reviews. We're going to talk about all kind of things whenever it comes to marriage, so we can build a strong marriage together. I don't know about you, but I want to have a strong marriage. I don't believe there's no marriage that is perfect, but I want a strong marriage, and I want God to use me. I want God to use my wife. I want God to help us. And there's some things that we have to overcome. There's some things that we have to face and we have to overcome. And marriage is not always going to be mountaintop experience. Sometimes it's going to be in the valley, and there's going to be some dark days. And we need to know how to face those dark days. I'm so thankful for men of God who have helped me, overcome, some of my dark days. And I'm so thankful for that. So this channel, Stronger Together, and the sole purpose of helping marriages, helping couples in their marriage so you can have a successful marriage. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so. And God bless you, and God bless your marriage, and we will be stronger together.